Changes coming for the Phoenix Suns as head coach Mike Budenholzer is going to have to shift things up into his lineup with the addition of Tyus Jones, the new point guard for the Phoenix Suns. We might see a new look Suns team, particularly when it comes to the starting lineup and the bench rotations. We are going to get into all of that right here on this episode of Suns Digest. My name is CJ Pierre. Thanks for joining us, you guys. We really appreciate it. I'm going to break down what I believe will be the new starting lineup for the Phoenix Suns and what that means for the bench unit coming into this upcoming season. We're going to get into all that, but before we break things down, we noticed that about 83% of you guys are watching our videos, and we appreciate that, but you haven't yet subscribed to the channel. If you want to make sure you're keeping up to date with all the latest Suns news and updates, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing that we are going to have cooking up for you guys. So let's get into this basically speculation. Will Tyus Jones start? The brand new point guard for the Phoenix Suns, recently acquired over the weekend. News started coming out that the Suns were interested in Tyus Jones. Well, Adrian Wojnarowski and Gambo reporting that it was going to happen. And then today it became official as Tyus Jones is officially a member of the Phoenix Suns. Tyus Jones himself tweeting out in response to the Suns tweeting out saying welcoming the newest Suns, Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones retweeting that with the response, let's get it, with some emojis, including some sunshine and some cactus there, smiley faces all around. So Tyus Jones, officially a member of the Phoenix Suns. And we're going to talk about a little bit about what that means. Tyus Jones coming into the free agency on free agency on a veteran minimum deal. But the belief is that he is going to have a impact on this Suns roster and fit in to what they do in this upcoming season with a starting spot. He will likely see starter minutes starting in the rotation. So that is going to lead some changes. The Suns did not have a true point guard in the lineup last season. They ran out a starting lineup of Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Yusuf Nurkic, and Grayson Allen on most nights, including most notably in the playoffs before Grayson Allen hurt his ankle. Now, with the addition of Tyus Jones and with the other additions of guys like Monte Morris, Mason Plumlee, bringing back Royce O'Neal, Bol, uh, uh, Josh Okogie, Damian Lee coming back after they had declined their player options and re-signing with the team, and then also with the rookies that the team brought in the NBA draft. We're gonna have to try and figure out exactly what this rotation is going to look like. Now, we had previously broke down what me and Bruce could kind of what these rotations may look like. If you want to catch that video, you can go ahead and take a look at that down in our video section on our channel. But now with the addition of Tyus Jones, everything changes. This completely shifts the dynamic of what the team is going to look like. Tyus Jones is a veteran player. He has experience and is now seeking a true opportunity to be the point guard of a winning team. So much so that ESPN is slotting him into the potential starting lineup. They have Tyus Jones at the point guard spot with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and then Kevin Durant and Yusuf Nurkic in the front court. Now, that is the exact starting lineup that I would suggest for the Phoenix Suns. I believe that is the best starting unit that the Suns can roll out there. We've been talking on this podcast all the time about how badly the Suns needed a point guard, how disjointed they looked in the playoff loss, and that's after they got swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves. So many times where the offense just got stagnant, one-on-one ISO ball getting sticky, not moving around, and having a true point guard like Tyus Jones will alleviate that. He's at one of the best assist to turnover ratio point guards in the NBA, but he's also a solid shooter as well. And he is going to create more opportunities for guys like Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant, the big three. Now, obviously, these guys are going to be the focal point of whatever the Suns do on offense. They're three of the best scorers in the NBA today, and having all three of them on the team is a great asset. But when you don't have someone who can get them the ball in positions to succeed, that makes things difficult. It'll be a very difficult task for head coach Mike Budenholzer to kind of figure out exactly how he's going to use Tyus Jones to basically add to the firepower that's already on this team. Then when you look at the other factor into the starting lineup and where Tyus Jones can help facilitate things is with Yusuf Nurkic. Now, many fans were a little bit disappointed with Yusuf Nurkic's contributions to the team last season. he struggled in some areas, but he's most potent on the offensive end. Tyus Jones is a great pick and roll point guard. Yusuf Nurkic will be able to benefit from having a guy like Jones that can get him the ball in positions where he can do some damage as well. Even though Nurkic is still a little bit more of a liability defensively, I think just having Jones on the court will help him, particularly when it comes to the offensive end. And then there's Tyus Jones himself in terms of what he's going to be able to provide for this Suns team. Last year with the Washington Wizards being the starting point guard there, averaging 12 points per game, 7.3 assists per game, only one turnover per game. That is pretty wild. It's over a 7-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's crazy. But the thing that I like most is his ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter. Last year, he shot 41% from 3-point range, including 47% on corner threes with guys like Durant, Booker, and Beal on the court. Jones is going to find himself with multiple opportunities with open shots. And if he's able to knock those down, he's going to be a weapon on this Suns team and in the Suns lineup. So I broke down what the projected starting lineup is likely going to be according to ESPN and me. Is that's Tyus Jones, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Yusuf Nurkic. So there's four guys that were in that lineup last year. So who does that leave out? That leaves out Grayson Allen. So does this mean that does Grayson Allen move to the bench? Does he kind of become that six man, if you will, for the Phoenix Suns, moving from a starting position to the bench? And how will that go over? Grayson Allen just re-signed a new contract, an extension with the Suns towards the end of last season. Now it looks like he's going to be shifting more towards a reserve role with this team. And honestly, I think it fits him better than being a part of the starting lineup. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Last year, Grayson Allen with the Suns, averaging 13.5 points per game. That's really solid. And then he was one of the better 3-point shooters in the league, shooting 46% from three and 47% on corner threes. Now, he is a solid asset. He's feisty on the defensive end. He's got some ball handling ability as well and has the ability to create his own shot. But that is something that might actually be more useful for the Suns coming off the bench and coming in with the second unit. That guy last year was Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon's gone, and the Suns really didn't make too many moves to replace him outright. Now, with the acquisition of Tyus Jones as a potential starting point guard, and the addition of Monte Morris as a backup point guard, that allows Grayson Allen to come in with the second unit and really be one of the more uh, primary offensive players, primary offensive scorers in that role. And I think that really fits him better. He'll be playing probably less minutes, but Grayson Allen can be a liability at times when it comes to guarding physical wing players. We saw that, kind of come into play, on times where he was matched up against Anthony Edwards in the playoffs. And I think that having Grayson Allen be in more of a reserve role is going to be more suited to what the Suns want to do. I think Mike Budenholzer would probably feel more at ease with a pure point guard on the floor at all times. He's able to do that with this lineup. So if we take a look at what the potential bench lineup could be, this means that we are looking at the potential of having Monte Morris, Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Bull, who I believe would be that other front court player, and then Mason Plumlee. Monte Morris, Mason Plumlee added in free agency. You got Grayson Allen moving from the starting role to the bench. Royce O'Neal, who is one of the key Suns reserves over the course after he was acquired during the late last season. And then Bull, who we believe could be a mainstay with Mike Budenholzer and has a chance to really excel. I would expect that the Suns kind of roll out more 10-man rotations over the course of the regular season and really giving guys a chance. Now, guys not named there, Josh Okogie, Ryan Dunn, Oso Ighodaro, guys who also could play a factor in terms of getting minutes, spot minutes from time to time, particularly Dunn and Oso. I think those guys are going to have opportunities to really shine at times, particularly on days where maybe a member of the big three takes a rest day. Maybe there's, a minor injury to someone, whether it be, Bradley Beal or Kevin Durant, that might take some time. Then that's when those guys might be able to work in and see if they can find some minutes. And if they're able to show out in those particular moments, they might actually find themselves some solid rotational minutes. But that's just kind of the breakdown of what I think the Suns starting five will look like. Again, the starting five probably being Tyus Jones at the point, with Beal and Booker in the backcourt, Kevin Durant and Yusuf Nurkic in the front court, and then I believe bumping to in a reserve role, the sixth man would be Grayson Allen with Monte Morris as the backup point guard, Royce O'Neal, Mason Plumlee, and Bol kind of being that 10th man up. I feel like Bol will probably be the one who gets probably the least amount of minutes when it comes to those 10 players I named, and has the probably the most likelihood of maybe having one of these other guys like Kogi, Oso Ighodaro, Ryan Dunn to potentially take those minutes away from him, depending on what he's able to do. But it's going to be all up in the air. I'm excited to see what these guys look like when they get into training camp once Durant and Booker come back from Paris in the Olympics, and we'll see what this Suns team ends up looking like. I think adding Tyus Jones is a real get over the course of this Suns off season, and I think that they have lined themselves up to really be contenders for an NBA championship in this upcoming season. But that's just what I think. We want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you guys think about this potential starting five in the comment section below, and we want to hear from you guys. So go ahead and have at it. Thank you guys so much for giving us all the love and support as we continue to try and blow up this channel. If you want to make sure you're keeping up to date with all of the latest Suns news and updates, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what we have got going on for you guys. All right, that's all the time I got for you guys. Thanks for joining us. This is Suns Digest. I'm your boy CJ Pierre. Thank you so much, and go Phoenix Suns.